how's it going? So I got another Nissan in. This is a Nissan Pathfinder 1998. It comes with the same 3.3 liter engine that comes in this one. It comes in the Frontiers and the Infiniti QX4s. Also in the Xteras, very similar engine. The NOx sensor is in the same exact place as the 2003 Nissan Xterra supercharged that we had. But with the supercharged version, I didn't want to do the relocation, which is what a lot of people decide to do, so that it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper. So I wanted to go ahead and do everything correct on the supercharged one, because it's got 80,000 miles. It's a costly vehicle, so that you don't want that braking on you. But this way is safe too. They recommend it more on the naturally aspirated version. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do it in 30 minutes or less. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this bracket that holds the exhaust in place, as you guys can see. Just remove the little mounts. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically either remove or just bring this down a little bit, so this transmission bracket that holds the transmission in place will drop down, and I will have enough room to fit my hand through there to get to the NOx sensor. First, what I did is I removed basically 2 of these bolts, and I put longer ones in there just to hold it, just to make sure it doesn't fall down too far. Because these are kind of short, so that way it gives me more room to mess with, so let's see if I can fit my hand in there. And it's also a little bit safer because then you have something holding it. Okay, it looks like if you remove all 4 of these bolts, the transmission will still hold itself in place because of the engine motor mounts and the rear drive shaft. So look at that, you don't even have to worry about it falling. And this is loose. Now what I did is I basically put these blocks to move the transmission over a little bit, stick my hand in there and push on the NOx sensor. You can remove the clip if you don't want to buy one, or you could just buy one and rewire it, but I don't want to rewire. I want to leave the factory original connection. So what I did is I put my hand in there and I actually cracked the NOx sensor where it clips on. Boom. Since it's kind of old, this is on a 98, so they're easy to break since they're made out of plastic and they get brittle. So now I basically disconnected it already. Now I just have to pull the wire out from up top. I go hook it up top. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all this back together, put the transmission back in place. You see, it's not heavy at all. Now we have to pull out the cable from down there. You got to break off some of the clip with whatever pliers you have, just whatever the clips that hold it in place. Okay, now you just gotta wiggle it around and boom, look at that. There goes the NOx sensor right there. Looks like you need a little clip to pop this off. I'm gonna use a little flathead screwdriver. Okay, I got the little screwdriver. So it's just basically a flathead, and it pops out this clip. Bruh. And there it goes. Yeah, you want to make sure you don't drop this. It'll probably get lost easily. So then you just pull it out. And there we go. Have the clip all set and ready to go. Let's continue. I've seen in a lot of places they recommend you just put it right here, right on top of the intake manifold. It's the relocation for it, because you don't want to have to remove everything. Especially on this one, since it's not the supercharged model, you don't have to worry too much about the NOx sensor. So it looks like it just sits right there, and you hook it up. So we're definitely gonna need a longer one of these. So let's go find a long 10mm bolt. Okay, it looks like I found one that's long enough just to hold it in place. You want to tighten it up on there pretty well. Okay, you don't want to tighten it too much. The connector on there, and this little clip, and voila, NOx sensor replacement and relocation. Did it under 30 minutes. Saves you all the money of having to buy all the gaskets, and I didn't have to rewire anything. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. So all the viewers out there, I was able to do this because I have a jack, lift, and I already knew where the NOx sensor was, so I didn't even have to see it. It was just kind of feel around. So I was able to change it out. At home, it might be a little bit difficult to do because you're gonna have to do it on jack stands on the floor. So there is another video out there on YouTube that they tell you to rewire. So I didn't feel like rewiring, so that's why I did it this method. That way I could have the original connection, and I didn't have to go looking for the connection for the basically the harness or the pigtails, what they call them. So I just wanted to go ahead and do it the factory way, with the factory wiring, without having to splice any wires. So this is the way I did it. It was just as effective. It's a little bit more difficult to do without the tools. So you guys could always do it. The splicing version is obviously a lot more easier because you don't have to get under and loosen up the transmission and stuff like that. But yep. So go ahead and please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, always leave them in the comments, and then I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. But other than that, thank you guys. Goodbye.